and she moved through the fair. And fondly I watched her go here and go there, and she went her way homeward with one star away, as the swan in the evening moved over the lake.
Get out of my way!
You're always so angry.
Caledonia, get back here.
Kiki Boo. I had something lined up and I've screwed it up. Let me try this again. Oh my god. Oh, here we go. Oh my god. Oh, here we go. What a balls up, eh? Right. What a balls up, oh my god. There we go. That was, I planned that about an hour ago. Totally balls it up there. Right, so I'm glad that you can see me. Well, I'm not glad that you can see me and hear me because I totally screwed that up there. But can you see me and hear me? I'm sure you can. You've seen Lassie come back. Oh, goodness. So that was supposed to be the Ride of the Valkyries and Lassie making her triumphant reappearance. However, me being an old codger, not knowing what he's doing most of the time, it went as expected, eh? Oh, good God. Right, okay, here I am. So I'm assuming you can hear me, and I'm assuming you can see me, and assuming everything's working out all right after that wee bit of a disastrous intro that I had planned, rehearsed, prepared, and everything worked fine in rehearsals, as it always does. Anyway, right, before we get started tonight, and I talk about this wee thing here, which I'll just put down there, I do have an agenda, and I'll try and bring it up. So first point, cheers Derek. First point on the agenda is that I have a moderator in the chat. Right, it's not me. Mark Sullivan, if you can see, he said lol in the chat. He's got a blue spanner. I think that's called is it a blue spanner or a range? I think they call it a range in America. Next to his name. That means Mark's a moderator in this chat and on my channel now. So he can delete your comments or ban you or put you in a timeout or release some of your comments that you put in there that are hidden and things like that. I don't really know what Mark can do. He can probably do a lot more than I'm aware of, but I found that last week I wasn't having trouble, but the live stream, it's accruing a lot more people watching it than I ever thought it would. And I mean, I know it's only like 45, that's not much, but when there's 45 people in the chat and everyone's chatting away, and I'm supposed to be presenting this professional live stream and pressing all the wee buttons and looking at all the screens and making sure everything's running and remembering what my agenda is and remembering what I'm supposed to be saying and trying to keep an eye on the chat and release messages that have been partially hidden by YouTube, it can be a wee bit overwhelming for one person. So Mark kindly offered to moderate for me to help out. So I don't know what he's going to do because I don't know what he can do, but he's on there anyway. And so if any want to put in any bad words, they'll go into a wee held thing, and Mark will decide whether he's going to release them or not. Or if you make any disparaging comments about your host, which is me apparently, Mark will decide whether to release them or not. He'll probably release everything. I've got no idea what he's doing, but he's got free rein to do whatever the hell he can, whatever he wants. Anyway, right, so enough about that. And thanks very much, Mark, for offering to do that and help out. And I'm very curious to see where this goes as well, because I've never been a moderator of anything. I've never until like a few weeks back, well, a few months back now, tried a live stream on YouTube. In fact, it wasn't until a year and a half ago that I had a YouTube channel, because I had no idea what any of this was about. So I'm treading about in water here that could be shark infested piranhas, or you know what I mean. It could be, and I'm getting a wee message up telling me now would be a good time to insert ads. I don't even know what that means, but if it means putting adverts onto a live stream, I don't think so. I'm only on here for an hour, and I'm not going to start putting ads in. So Mark, if that's a thing that you can do, put adverts in, please don't. I don't want to put any ads in. Not that anything that I've got to say is particularly interesting, but I don't really want ads in a wee hour show. And I'm sorry if I'm speaking too fast. I'm going to try and slow down. And the first thing I'm going to do is, before we get to the resurgence of this wee thing here, I'm going to say hello to a few people that have been in the chat for a wee while. So, oh, and it still pops up. Good. So I don't know if Mark can do this or no. I don't think. I think it's only me that can make things pop up like that, right? Right, there you go. Cheers, Martin, for that. Hopefully you're in here and I can see you now. John said, nice to see Lassie back. Jim said, hello. Hello, Jim. There's Gerard McGlinchey. Love your name, Gerard. Right, good to see you have Lassie back. I'll be speaking about her. I've got a wee agenda on it. Actually, do you know I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screens just now? One's an iPad, obviously. But I've got 5 screens up in front of me now, so it can be a wee bit overwhelming. I am glad we've got Lassie back, and Lassie's glad to be back with me. So thanks very much for that, Gerard. There's John here in waiting. Hello, John. I've Geek Bailey 15 been having quite a few wee comment chats back and forth with you in some of the videos. Bailey, I've been calling you Bailey. I hope you don't mind, because I don't know what your name is. I know a lot of people's names, but I don't know what your name is. So I hope everyone's keeping well too. I'll get a wee update in a minute or two about my long COVID thing. You can probably tell I'm doing a bit better than I did. Don't know what that means, Derek. If you're talking about the picture of me that was in the pre or the thumbnail, I don't know who Nanny is, but fair enough. There you go. Right, just getting through them. Cyril says, good evening, hope you're well. I am, thanks very much, Cyril, getting a lot better. Tourist67, hello everybody, and to me, hello to you. There's Barry, says hello, good evening. Stephen Marshall, good evening to you, Stephen. There's Mark, our moderator, hello. Oh, you haven't got a wrench on your wee thing there, but you have it on the chat, Mark. Right, I don't know if you have had to do any moderating duties on the channel so far. We've only been live for 7 minutes, so I don't think you have, although I won't know until later. Right, Stephen says, glad to see Lassie has recovered from illness. Thank you very much, Stephen. And I will get to Lassie in a wee minute or two. I'll speak about her. But I just want to get through a few wee hellos if I can first. George, I think I said hello to you already, but if I didn't, hello, George. Doogie, how you doing? ZM, hello, how's Lassie? She's very well, and I'll just talk about her in a wee minute. ZM or ZM, don't know what part of the world you're from, so you could be a Z or you could be a Z. There's Mark telling him to don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Aye, we've got 54 people in. How many likes have we got, Mark? I've got no idea. I can't even tell if I've got any likes. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. So anyway, there you go. David, your moderator, tells you, right? Brian, thanks very much. I am well, as well as can be expected for an old man like me. John, how you doing? Even all right. Drone shots, hello. Let's see, Mickey Moo, hello from a blustery Yorkshire. Aye, it's terribly blustery up here in Ayrshire, I can tell you that. There was no chance of me getting out to fly today, none at all. But I did get out and I flew yesterday. And that video that I posted, I think it was around about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock today, I'm not sure. That was yesterday. I went out to fly because when I got Lassie back on Friday, I think, oh, the wind and the rain, I just couldn't get out with her. And I wanted to get out on the very first day back, that I got her back, to test her and make sure that the repair had worked. But I couldn't because the weather was so bad. But yesterday we got a wee break in it, not for long, maybe I got about an hour's break, which gave me a chance to get out. And I'll be speaking about the video in a wee minute for anyone who hasn't seen it. I'll be playing just about a 10-second clip and having a wee chat about it, right? Go Lassie, says Paul. Aye, Stevie, how you doing? Caroline, there you are. Aye, here I am. Here I am. How do you do? That was a wee song we used to sing at school. Right, okay, best start ever. It was a total letdown. It was supposed to be Ride of the Valkyries with Lassie flying in triumphantly, but however, anyway. Right, good evening, Al's Man Cave. How you doing, you ball bag? You alright there, Jim? By the way, by calling Jim a ball bag, it's alright. He called me a tadger, so, you know, it's a term of affection, a term of endearment. Right, we're nearly there. I think we're nearly at the end of the hellos. Jason, hello. Yeah, spanner. I'm not a spanner. Mark's a spanner, right? A moderator. Right, stop all of the unwanted stuff. I don't think we're going to get much of that unwanted stuff for two reasons. First of all, all those spam things come in waves, and I think last week was the wave. And second of all, Mark's going to stop all that. Any that comes in, he'll stop it before I even see it, before anyone even sees it, I think. I don't know. But Mark tells me he's a moderator on quite a few channels, so he knows what he's doing. I've got no clue what he's doing, but he knows what he's doing, so that's all right. Fish Diaries, hello, how you doing? Right, John, I don't know if I said hello to you, but there you go. Mark is a spanner. He's a wrench. Can he wash your cutters well? Don't know. Peter, I am in. Okay, Peter, you're in. We're in. Lynn, hello, Lynn. How you doing? You were in earlier on, weren't? No, it was a comment you made earlier on that I chatted with you about. Graham, hello. Oh, you've got two messages there. You're looking well. Hope you're feeling better. Aye, I'll get to a wee update on that just in a minute once I make sure that I've said hello to everyone. I think I have. Oh, it says Drone Gam. Good evening, Drone Gam. I don't recognise your name, so if it's your first time here in the live stream, welcome. Hope you enjoy your stay. There's nothing interesting going to be happening here for an hour. Just some old Scotsman wittering on about a few things that he finds interesting. That's all, right? So if you want to get your coat and leave, you can go the new. But if you want to stick around for a wee while, I'm more than happy to have you here. Right, I think that's it. For a ball bag to a dodger. It's Tadger, right? I didn't call you a wee fanny anyway. Okay, so that's it. I think we've got all of that. That's there. There's the final one. Drone Gam again, says Graham. Oh, Graham, is that your name? Drone Gam, Graham. Okay, how you doing, Graham? I'll make a wee note of that later on. Right, so, hold on, here's a new one. Melanie and the Bear Dogs. Melanie and the Bear Dogs, are you a band? That's a terrific. If you're not, you should be, because that, of course, you're a band. With a name like that, you have to be, right? And if you're not, you need to start a band, because that's the perfect name for one. Melanie and the Bear Dogs. Central Florida, that'll be near the Orlando region area. Central, Orlando possibly. Is that maybe slightly north of Central? I don't know. Anyway, here's this new names coming in. Rich Muck 2020. Hi for Hull. Hi Rich. Hi for Scotland. Welsh lad, you made it. Right, okay, there you go. Right, so okay, right, it's coming up in 1:15. I need to East Coast. East Coast? I thought you said it was Central. Anyway. Right, I've got to get to the agenda because we're running out of time and I've only just stopped saying hellos. Right, so the first agenda point was hello to Mark, the new mod. Thanks very much for that, Mark. The second thing, Melanie and the Bear Dogs. Bear Dogs? Hair Dogs, Bear Dogs. Let me get rid of your wee thing there. Right, so Lassie has returned from Heli Guy, who is the repair specialist that your drone will get sent to for repair if you have taken cover drone insurance rather than DJI Care Refresh. Now, I'm going to be making a video about the whole process from the day I crashed and put a claim into cover drone, which I was insured with, until I got Lassie back, which was on Friday, I think it was, 2 days ago. and I'll cover all of the steps, what I had to do, the emails. I'll show all of the emails. I'll show all of the messages that were passed back and forth. I'll tell you how much it initially cost me, any other things that I had to pay. I'll show all of that so that everyone knows if if they're deciding, should I take DJI Care Refresh or should I go with, for example, Cover Drone, there are other insurance companies available. But it'll let you know what the process is like with an insurance agent that is not DJI Care Refresh. I have to say now that my conclusion on this claim, and I've got another claim in as well, which many of you will know about if you follow my channel and you're on my live streams. You'll know that I crashed Laddie, my DJI FPV drone, which I can't show you just now because he's gone, he's away for repair. I crashed him, and I had Cover Drone insurance for Laddie as well, so he's been sent off for repair. So and I will do a video about that too, but I've lost track of what I was saying. Right, I was getting to tell you about I can't remember. I'll get to this. It'll come back, and while I'm waiting for it to come back, I'll give you an update on my health. Right, still suffering from long COVID, but I'm in high spirits, as you can probably tell. I feel good. I've been a lot better this week, apart from my chest. And my fatigue. I'm still being very fatigued after very little exercise. But I'm in great spirits, and I think that's a lot to do with the fact that Lassie's back with me now, and the fact that I may possibly be the parts for my car to repair it may be arriving tomorrow from France, hopefully, and I might have the car back in a couple of days. So I'm in good spirits just now. Physically, no brilliant, right? Not worse, but no any better. Apart from my left eye, I can hardly see out of it. But I'm in good spirits, and everything's on the up. And I'm thinking about. Well, I'm not thinking about it. I'm going to be having a meeting with my manager at work and talking about doing a wee phased return back to work, maybe in a couple of weeks' time. I think it's time I started to try and get back. Anyway, that was a wee side issue because I forgot what I was saying. It was about the insurance, wasn't it? I've lost it. I remember now. I was going to tell you the conclusion of Lassie's claim, which I'll go through it step by step on the video. But the conclusion is that I am satisfied with the care the cover the claim that I put in against Cover Drone. And they took the claim, asked me for a lot of detailed information. And you have to be able to have it at hand. You have to know what you're doing to get them the information they require. And I think that's just for you to prove to them that you're not at it. You haven't just taken out an insurance claim and you're claiming for someone else, or you're trying to fiddle it. They ask for information that proves you actually purchased the drone, that you have an operator ID, and a couple of other things which I'll get into more when I come to make the video. So they ask for a lot of information, logs and videos and pictures and things like that too, which is it's a lot of work to put together. And it's a lot of, you think, well, I thought that's a lot of faffing about, but I can understand why. Okay, what they then do is they send, while that process is happening, they contact Heli Guy, who is the repair specialist. He then sends you, or someone from his team sends you details to let you know how to send the drone or device that you want repaired to him, and I'll go through it all in the video, right? But what it boils down to is basically that you'll send the drone away to Heli Guy, he'll repair it, you'll have to pay the excess. Cover Drone will if your claim is valid and they agree to pay it, they'll pay Heli Guy the remainder of the balance over and above the excess, and you'll get your drone back fully repaired. And that's what happened with me. Now, it took a lot longer than I had hoped for. It took, I think, 3 weeks. I think it was, or maybe even a bit more than that. I don't know yet. I haven't worked out the exact timings, and I will do when I come to make the video. But it took me between 3 and 4 weeks to get it back. Now, Heli Guy says that they had some staff changes. They were going through a wee phase of staff changing that just coincidentally happened when I put the claim in, and also Queen Elizabeth II died at the same time, and well, or her funeral was happening at the same time, so it was delayed, and I don't necessarily hold Heli Guy or Cover Drone responsible for that. I don't think it's a problem. It's just one of those things. So that's my conclusion. I'm happy with the cover that I had with Lassie. I can't tell you about the claim that I put in with Laddie yet because I don't have him back. However, I have been in touch with Heli Guy on the phone. Well, before I tell you that, the only wee issue that I had with Lassie, and this will be going in the video too, is that when I received her back, I got her out, put the battery in, powered her up, she powered up, but she wouldn't take off. The drone had, the controller was not bound to the drone, and I thought, oh, what's going on here? Is this Lassie or is this not Lassie? And I looked at it, and I phoned Heli Guy to say what's going on, because if they had just sent me another drone, I was going to say, send me, I want Lassie back, that's my Lassie. That's not what happened. What happened was, because I didn't send them the controller, just let me interrupt what I'm saying, they say, John, thanks very much for the super chat. I don't know if it popped up on the screen there. I didn't hear anything. Oh, there it is now. There you go. It popped up. Oh, other way. It popped up just there. Thanks very much for that super chat, John. Don't know why it was delayed there. Maybe Mark had something to do with that. I've got no idea. But thanks very much for that super chat. Right. So, but what happened was, because I didn't send Heli Guy the controller, I didn't know I was to send the controller, I just sent the drone, just Lassie. They couldn't do any tests or anything at all, so they had to bind Lassie to their own controller. So when I got her back, she was bound to their controller, and they hadn't unbound her, right? They had just forgotten to do that. So I phoned them up and spoke to them and said, all right, hold on, fire up the drone. Okay, I'm just going to disconnect our controller from your account. They did that, and bang, that was it. Lassie was immediately just automatically bound back to my account, and everything looked great. I took her out, and as you saw from the video, if you've seen the video today, then she flew perfectly well. Okay, so tiny little hiccup there, but it was fine. It was sorted in 5 minutes over the phone. So, in conclusion, Backpack Jack, if you just popped in, that's good, because I wanted to say something. I sent you a message earlier and you didn't reply. You probably have replied just now, but I'm not going to look and see because I'm busy doing a live stream. What was I going to say? Oh, see, I've been thrown off again. I forget now. Right. Let me go back and have a wee look through any of the comments. I'm just going to fly through them, right? Because I've got quite a few agenda points I want to get through, and I don't want to get tied up. Right, what does this say? Now that you've claimed, will your premium jump up? Jason, possibly, I don't know. Cover Drone haven't said so. I would imagine it will go up by a little bit, because that's kind of what happens when you claim insurance. I think premiums go up, but they haven't said they will yet. So I honestly don't know. And I had two separate policies, one for Lassie and one for Laddie. So I really don't know. But I will let you know. If one does go up, I'll let you know. Right? Cover Drone is available for other countries. I don't know about that, but there you go. Did they send the car parts from France by drone? Here's the thing. I was getting wound up and annoyed because I was speaking to somebody earlier. I am being sent a thing. I can't say too much about it just yet, but I'm being sent a thing, and it's coming from China. And I was informed on Thursday that, well, I was asked on Thursday if I wanted this thing, and I said yes, and they said, right, we're sending it, and it's coming from China, right? And the process was started on Thursday, and it's arriving tomorrow, right? So what I want to know is, if I can receive a package for China in 5 days, why has it taken 9 weeks for me to receive a part for my car for France? Right? I don't know the answer to that. If you do, put it in a postcard, send it to Windswept Robert. Sorry, send it to Mark Sullivan, and he will answer you. Oh, let's see things wobbling about there. Right, okay, let me have a quick look. Right, back, Jack. Don't, hola. Right, Jackie, I'm going to play a wee clip from a video of yours. I asked you earlier on if you just copyrighted music or not. I don't know if you have or not. I'm going to play it. So it's on my agenda list. I'm going to play it in a wee while. Jack has made a nice wee video that I quite liked, and I want to play a little clip from it. She's got music on it, so I might get a copyright claim, which means I won't make any advertising revenue from this live stream. But there you go, it's one of those things. So if anybody wants to put a super chat in to cover for that, right, self promotion. Here we go. Right, okay, right. Wayne B says, "Yo, Jack, hello." Right, okay, let me zip through. There's nothing else there that I can see. If there's anything that needs answered, I'm sure Mark will have dealt with that. I don't really know. Caroline makes a good point there. I think there are multiple arguments between the UK and France that maybe these are delays. Yeah, I think so. The garage told me that they are having difficulty getting anything from the EU at the moment, and particularly France. The red tape that is getting thrown up is just incredible. So had I known it was going to take 9 weeks at the beginning, I would have just gone over. You know, I'd have got a bus down, a coach down, and a ferry over and picked it up for the factory myself. However, right, Dave Cullen says hello. Oh, he doesn't. He says good evening, Robert. Good evening, Dave. Right, Jim. I think I said hello to you anyway. I'm saying hello there. Right. Okay. No copyright, says Jim. Okay, that's good. I know that it came from the YouTube library, but I don't know, because it's your video and you've accessed that from the YouTube library. I don't know if I'm allowed to play it as well, but I'm going to play it anyway. And if I get a copyright claim on it, I'll just demonetize this live stream. You know, because I like your video, and I think I want to say something about it, but not until agenda number 5, right? So I'll get to that in a minute. Right, okay. Graham says there were limited drone flight restrictions in Dundee and Angus this week. Oh, right. Medical supplies. That's an interesting. They'll test drone corridors for medical supplies. I don't know if they'll ban amateur flights, but that reminds me of something, Graham. It's a good thing I want to talk about. Well, I don't really want to talk about it. Let me think. Will I talk about this? I'll just mention it in passing. Geeks Vanna, and I know a lot of you are no keen on watching the channel. I occasionally watch it. He did a live stream a week or two ago about a drone. I think it was an Amazon drone maybe, that landed on a high tension, high voltage line and caused a power out, and there was a big story in the paper about it, and he was talking about it. I just want to set the record straight on something here that I don't think he's aware of, and I know this because I used to be in, and it's actually my trade to trade. I mean, I've done everything. I've been in the army, I've been in the prison service, I've done everything, right? But I originally started out as a very young man in the electricity supply industry, and I was an overhead linesman. I used to work up the pylons. I used to maintain the lines, build the lines, you know, things like that. And when on the Geeks Vanna show it said that the drone landed on the line and caused a power out, that's nonsense. What actually happened, and I have checked into this, what actually happened was the drone landed in the line and didn't cause anything. There was nothing happened at all other than the drone was sitting on top of the line because it's a bit of plastic. What then happened was the power company came out and pulled the fuses, right? So that they could go up and retrieve the drone. They can't go up while the line's live. They have to pull the fuses to deactivate a section of the line. So they pulled the fuses and deactivated a section of the line, causing I think 2,000 houses to go out of power. It took them 2 hours to retrieve the drone from the line, and then they switched the power back on. But the drone's getting the blame of causing that power outage by landing on the line, and that's nonsense. So I just wanted to bring that up because, you know, who was it that just mentioned there? It was Graham that had mentioned testing drone corridors for medical supplies. And people might be thinking, oh, but if they land on power lines or touch power lines, there's going to be outages. No, there aren't. Okay, right, so there we go. That was a wee side issue. Right, anyway, okay. I think we're up to date with the chat. Mark, I don't know what you're doing, but things seem to be running fairly smoothly. Right, next point on the agenda, right? So let me talk about the first Lassie's very first flight. I posted a video that I made yesterday, or I went out and filmed yesterday, and I made it yesterday. I edited it today. I made it yesterday. I don't know where I am. Anyway, where was I going with this? Right, if you have seen it, you might think, oh, how did he do that? How did he actually film Lassie? In fact, let me show you a tiny little bit. Just the first 10 seconds or so, if I can fit it. The first 10 seconds or so of the video. Right, let me play this, see if it works. See if this actually plays. Right, okay. Let's play it. I don't know if there's any sound. I think there's sound on it too.
Watching the sunset on Tennessee hills. I wish I could capture it, I never will. 'Cause I'm not a painter, can't stay in the lines. Just sitting here sipping on dandelion wine. It's starting to rain, but I don't feel a thing.
Oh, what an idiot. Yeah, sorry, thanks. Thanks very much. I done that, I forgot that. Right, so if you in that video you can see footage from Lassie's camera, but you can also see footage of Lassie, can't you? Right? And I'm pretty sure you know how I did that. It's fairly obvious, but just for the sake of my interest, quickly throw in the comments, how did I do that? How did I get the footage of Lassie in the air? Caroline, you're right, there's no long COVID effects at all going on here. None. Talk about brain fog. Right, there you go. So my voice was copyrighted. So Morpheus Sleep says Caledonia. Didn't he spell it quite right? Oh, Jim. Can I click on that? I think I can. Jim, thanks very much for that super chat. Very much appreciated. That might even cover some of the ad revenue that I lose when I play Backpack Jack's video if the music is copyrighted. So thanks very much for that, Jim. I appreciate it. Should have been you, Backpack Jack, that was making that super chat, no Jim. Right. So, oh, Peter, no quite. I tried early on when I got Caledonia. One of the first things that I tried to do, because I thought, wow, how cool will this be, is I tried to auto track. Is it auto track? Active track. I tried to active track Lassie. You can't do it. It won't work. I spent about 2 hours trying every way I could think of to active track. However, you are kind of right. I manually tracked Lassie, but how did I fly? Did I have the two controllers at the same time? How did I do that? How did I fly Lassie, and how did I manage to track Lassie with Caledonia at the same time? Aye, there you go. You're right. Chased it with a Mini 3 or Laddie. Well, it wasn't a Laddie. A Laddie's away getting fixed, but yeah, guess what? Yeah, it did. I chased it. No, not active track, George. Active track will not work on a drone. I've, let us say, tried that. Caledonia did track her manually. I tracked it, but see, Jim's getting up here. Caroline's got it too, eh? Right, here you go. And Dave says it too. That is correct. What I did is, and I'll bring up another screenshot if I can work out how to do it. 'Cause I'm not doing very well here. Right, let me have a look at this. This is what I did. Let me bring this screen down. First of all, this is Litchi. And what I did is, I planned a waypoint mission. Can I zoom in a wee bit there? Sorry, this is Litchi, right? And this is a waypoint mission that I planned. Let me zip to all it. There's waypoint 1, waypoint 2, waypoint 3, waypoint 4, and back to, well, waypoint 5 is back to the beginning. So what I did is, I created a Litchi waypoint mission. And what I did is, I got Lassie and Caledonia out on the ground, ready to go. And I set Lassie off, and I'll just show you the very beginning again. I won't mute it this time, right? Oh, I wouldn't bother. You've seen it. You've seen it. Right. I hit the play on the waypoint mission feature, and then I just controlled Caledonia. So Lassie went off on her own. I had already taken her on a wee flight to make sure everything was okay. But I sent Lassie off on her own on the waypoint mission, and followed her as well as I possibly could with Caledonia to get some footage. Now what I discovered while I was doing this is that, and this is a great point for DJI, the camera gimbal on both the Mini 2 and the Mini 3, and I would imagine that it's the same for all of DJI's drones. The gimbal is fantastic because these drones really fly. I mean, they're all over the place in the air. It's very, very hard to track one mini drone with another mini drone, especially in high winds. And these winds are quite high because they dart about all over the place. Even though the footage is rock solid, the footage gives you the illusion that the drone is steady and solid in the sky. Well, they're not. Honestly, and you can see if you haven't watched the video that I put out earlier today, go and watch it, and you'll see lots of bits of footage where Caledonia is filming Lassie, and you can see that. I mean, Caledonia is like this, but Lassie is bumping about. But when I switch over to show you the footage from Lassie, it's boom. I mean, it's rock solid. So the gimbals belie the bumpy, jerky behaviour of the drones in the air. So that's something to be aware of, and I wasn't aware of, if you're going to do what I did, and that's follow one drone with another one. It's very hard. I mean, a couple of times I lost Lassie on my Caledonia screen. Now, because I had planned the waypoint mission, I knew exactly where she was going to be. So when I lost her, I just thought, right, well, she'll be over there by now, and I would take a little shortcut. So I did at quite a few points along the flight, the waypoint mission. I did manage to catch some footage, and then I edited it in cleverly today. So I hope you enjoyed that video, and if you haven't seen it, go and watch it. It's quite a fun wee video to watch when you're getting to see a drone in flight from another drone's perspective. So, and it was quite an enjoyable one to make, and the music's nice too. Okay, right, so that was that, right, and I'm going to back Jack. I'm going to get to your video in a minute, and I saw your wee messages flying by there as I was talking. Like that one when you said it's free on your library. Okay, I'm trying my best to relax. I'm a wee bit hyped up tonight, right? I'm just excited to have Lassie back, and I'm potentially excited about maybe having my car back too. Anyway, right, Johnny Mac says Litchi rocks. It does. What I did is, I haven't got a screenshot to show you here, Johnny, but what I also did is I created a waypoint mission using Litchi, and I created a waypoint mission using Maven. And I prefer using the Litchi app to make a waypoint mission, and the reason for that is because you can do it online. You can go into Litchi online and do it on a big screen. And if you have downloaded the Google Earth download, not the online version, but if you download Google Earth, I think it's Google Earth Pro or something, but it's free. You can then save your waypoint mission, download it as I think it's a KMV or a KVM file. I can't remember off the top of my head. I'll just bring it up and see what it says here. You can bring it back as a, oh hello, right, out of the way you. Right, if you click on that, there you export as a, you save it first of all, and then if you export as a VLM, right, what it will do is when you, whatever mission you've created, once you export it as a VLM, as long as you have downloaded Google Earth, and I'm not talking about the version where you just go online, you'd have to download it to your machine. Whenever you open up that VLM file, it'll automatically open up Google Earth, and you can virtually fly that. In fact, let me see if I can just do it. Let me quickly just see if I can do that one. And I'll show you what I'm talking about, because you might think I'm talking nonsense. So I'll export it as a VLM, it downloads it there, and if I just click that, it should open it. It's opening it up in Google Earth on a different screen. I'll need to move it. Oh, it's going to take too long and too much messing about. It will do it, but it's obviously going to take a bit of time here, so I'm not going to bother. Oh, here we go, it's done it. Right, let me just bring it up to the screen that you're looking at, which is this one up here. Oh, good grief, I'm all over the place tonight. Right, this one up here. Try that. This one. Right, there you go. So there you go. It opens up in Google Earth like this, so it shows you a 3D version of your flight, right? But if you go to here, right, this is the mission, and click on Virtual Mission, what it'll do is you actually fly, it allows you to fly the mission. I'll speed that up just a little bit, right? Now, I made a video about this. For anyone who wants to know how to do it, I made a video about this about a year and a half ago, going through step by step how you do it. But it allows you to fly the mission, and then if you get a few of the parameters wrong, heights or turns, or it's not going where you want it to go, you can edit them and adjust it. But as you can see there, that's the flight, so you can actually fly it. Right, that's enough of that. Where are we? How do I get my thing back? Oh my god. Right, where's that thing? I can't see my... Oh, there I am. Right, that's me back. Right, so it's great. It's really great to do that on Litchi. You can't do that in Maven. You can't even go on and create a mission online in Maven. You have to use the app on your phone or on your iPad, whatever device it is that you're going to use to fly that day. And that's fair enough. So you can sit down, you can do it on there, but it's great being able to do it on the screen. And in the Maven app, I think you can use Google Earth and you can fly as well, but it's a very convoluted way to do it, and I haven't worked out how to do it yet. But someone has told me that it can be done. But Litchi is fantastic, and I absolutely love it for that, right? Okay, anyway, we better get a move on here, because we're no far away from 1:45, and I want to show Backpack Jack's... Is it Backpack Jack? Is that what you call it? So like Backpack Jack. Right, I want to show Jackie's video, which is going to be the... No. Oh, I had that thing to do as well. I'll come back to that agenda point if I have time, because I wanted to show Jackie's thing. Right, Jackie, and I hope you don't mind, correct me if I'm wrong in the chat here, and I hope you don't mind me just speaking for you, but Jackie bought herself a DJI Avatar very recently, and went out and flew it for the very first time, and she recorded her first flight. I'm not going to play the entire video, although it's only a 2.5 minute video. I'm only going to play about a minute of it, right? If you want to see the video, Jackie, I'm sorry, I don't know how to put a link. Mark, if you know how to put a link in to Jackie's video, please do it. I don't know how to do it, but what I'll do is I will play a little bit of it for you now anyway, and I'll try to remember to unmute myself, or mute unmute myself when I come back. But this is a wee minute of Jackie's video of the very first time she flew her new avatar. And I watched it and I thought, that's quite an interesting video. I'm going to play it tonight in my live stream. So here we go. Let me bring it up full screen if I can. Let me mute myself and away we go.
Fly again another day.
Oh, I did it again. I forgot. I forgot to unmute myself again. Right, all I was saying there was, Jackie, I thought if that was your very first time flying in Nevada, now I know you didn't fly it in manual mode, I know you flew it in sport mode, I think, which is, you know, what you'll be used to flying when you fly platypus. But it's still terrific because you were low. It looked as if it was going really fast. It was going really fast, and it was a great bit of footage, especially for first time users. And the reason that I wanted to show that mute was, I know I'm a total idiot, but I got it back. The other reason that I wanted to show that was because a lot of people say, oh, I'm not interested in the FPV drones, and every time I put up a wee video that's got my DJI FPV, which is Laddie, the videos don't do very well, like hardly any views, and on the views I get comments saying, we're not interested in that, we don't care about FPV, right? So what I wanted to show that one just to show that flying an FPV drone can be a lot of fun. If it's the DJI FPV or the Avatar, the DJI Avatar, because you can fly it in sport mode or normal mode. In sport mode, which the controls are exactly the same as they are if you're flying a DJI Mini 2, a Mini 3, a Mavic 3, an Air 2S, any of those drones. It works exactly the same, so you're not having to learn the new manual method, which is, believe me, a nightmare. But you can fly, it flies much, much faster, and it's a nippier wee thing, and it's a lot of fun, right? And because you wear the goggles, you're actually inside the cockpit of it, so it's not just like you're watching a screen of it flying about like this. You're the pilot flying it about. And I'm sure Jackie will tell you, right, she had absolute fantastic fun doing that, because I know that when I fly Laddie, it's the best fun I have when I'm out flying. But the videos, at least on my channel, they bomb. And that kind of puts me off making a lot of videos with my DJI FPV, because I mean, I want to continue to grow the channel, obviously, and every time I put a DJI FPV video up, it tanks. I lose subscribers left, right and centre, but it's great fun. The FPV drone's great fun. So there you go. So there you go, Jack. And I don't know if I said thanks very much to Graham for that super chat. I think it came in when I was showing that wee video. Thanks very much for that Graham. I appreciate it. Oh, there you go. So Mark did that. He put in a link. There you go, Mark. I don't even know how to put a link in, but you've managed to do it. What a mod, eh? So that I think is a link to Jackie's video. I don't know if that's the YouTube link to her video, which is about a minute and a half longer than than the wee clip I showed there. So if you want to see the full thing, it's only 2 minutes and 20 seconds long. So don't think you're going there to watch an hour long worth of video. You're not. You're only watching 2.5 minutes. So there you go. So go and watch that. It's quite interesting. Okay, that doesn't look like Scotland, says Graham. That's because it isn't. It's Spain. Could you not tell? I think she was wearing a t-shirt. You can't go. When I made my video earlier on, I was wearing a hat, a jacket, Was I wearing my jacket? I know I was wearing my hoodie, a t-shirt and a vest underneath. Right, so there you go. So it was just auto, yes. I don't know what that means. I think what she's saying is she was flying it in normal / sport mode with auto colour and auto settings and no filters or anything like that. I think that's what she meant. Right, there you go. So I see you're all having a good old conversation there amongst you. Thanks, Mark, for keeping that going. That's good. It allows me to move on at 11 minutes to the hour with another point on my agenda, which is going to be this, if I can find it right. So now that I have right, Lassie back. Let me get rid of Jack. Let me get rid of your pop-up comment there. Right, now that I have Lassie back, there's a lot of things. She's got a backlog of videos that I want her to do, and I think some of the most called for videos recently have been, can I take Lassie out? And Dougie, thanks very much for that super chat. I appreciate that. I'm not hearing the wee ding, all the flares and whistles and bells and things that come up when somebody puts a super chat up. I wonder if that's a problem that I've got. Right, I'll try and fix that out for next week, because I like all those whistles and bells that don't seem to be happening. I don't know why. Anyway, thanks for that, Dougie. One of some of the tests I've been asked for quite a lot recently is people have been asking me, when you get Lassie back, can you please go out and do... Sorry, Welsh lad, I'm being distracted by some of your comments. Oh, there it is. There's Dougie's wee ding thing. Hooray, at last. Right, some of the videos I've been asked to go out and do recently are people being saying, please can you go out and redo the FCC versus CE tests, but this time with a Mini 2, with Lassie, right? And I originally had planned that it was Lassie I had planned to do it with, because it's Lassie's RCN1, and you need the RCN1 to install a third-party app like Drone Tweaks. So it was originally Lassie that I had intended to do those tests with, but because she crashed and had to go away to the doctors, I still wanted to do the tests, and I had to do those tests with Caledonia. But now that Lassie's back, there's a lot of people are very interested in seeing if there is the same difference in the FCC mode compared with the CE mode in the Mini 2. Now, I think there will be, right? I mean, there's bound to be, if the results were that the FCC mode was much better when I did it with the Mini 3, I can't see any reason why it will be any different for the Mini 2. But you know me, there's only one way I know for sure, and that's for me to go out and test it. So I'll be doing that, and I'll be doing the same test that I did with Caledonia. But there's another test that I'm going to be doing that I didn't do with Caledonia, and I'm going to show you a little clip now. This is a video that I made back in June last year, so just over a year ago I made this video, and I'm only going to show you about a 60-second clip of it, right? But this is a test that I took Lassie out on. Somebody had asked me, can you fly Lassie behind a building and let us see what the signal strength is like? So I did that. I did it in June of 2021. Right, and the video is called, if you want to look it up on my channel and go and watch it, the video is called DJI Mini 2 Fly Behind a Building Signal Strength Test. And I'm going to play a 60-second clip of it just now, because I want to speak about what I'm going to be doing with Lassie. So let me bring it up. Bink, there we go. Full screen, come on, full screen. Let me hit my mute, and I'll try not to forget to unmute again this time. Here we go. Okay, so that's sort of 300 metres away. And let's see if we can get down the line. We don't want to land on top of the building, otherwise I'm in real trouble. But should be able to land there, okay.
don't know what that is, but
Watch the signal strength here.
I don't want to be landing on that. I want to be landing on as flat as an area as I can. Now there you go, a weak signal already. The signal is almost, in fact there's the signal gone as I'm down behind the building. So in that case, that tells us straight away that that's not going to work. Now I'll come down, I'll come down again, so we're up.
There you go, right, I remember to put the mute on this time, that's the most important thing, right. So, you saw quite clearly there that when I went down behind that building, and it's an old abandoned building, it used to be part of the mining industry in that area, part of a colliery, at the Barony, it's up at the Barony A-frame, and the building's abandoned now, but when I dropped Lassie behind it, completely lost the signal, and she started a return to home. So I'm going to go back out with Lassie and I'm going to do that test again, and I'm going to do it in FCC mode this time. Now, I expect that the same thing will happen, but she may actually get down and be able to land on the ground. I think I may not be able to launch her again once she has landed, but it's only a couple of minute walk through the woods to get to that building, so I'll do that. So that's a test that I didn't do with Caledonia, and I'm going to do, and I think because that test that you just saw there, that was done in CE mode, and it failed completely. You know, she absolutely lost the signal completely, 100%. Will she lose the signal in FCC mode? Probably. Will she lose it as early as she did there? Who knows? So I'm going to be going out and do that. I'm also going to be going out and doing the urban test that I did with Caledonia, flying exactly the same route, and I may even have the original video down in the corner when I make the new one, so that you can see, not only have a comparison between the FCC and the CE mode with the Mini 2, but you'll also have a comparison with one of the modes, maybe put the two of them up, or on the Mini 3. Maybe, I don't know. See, I don't like to have too many screens on the screen at the same time, or it becomes distracting for people. So having said that, if there are any other tests that you'd like me to do with either the Mini 2, Lassie, she'll do anything, she's crazy, or Caledonia, my Mini 3, or even my FPV drone when I get it back, if there's any tests you'd like me to do, if you're thinking, oh, I would like to do this, but I'm a wee bit scared, just send me an email or a message or whatever, and if it's something that I can do, I'll go and do it, right? I don't have any problems with that. I like to think of myself as the person that can test things and try things out so that you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to worry whether this is a safe thing to do or not. If you see me doing it and it actually worked and everything was fine, then you'll know for yourself without taking the risk on your own drone. And that's fair enough. I mean, I get... What do I get out of that? Is that completely altruistic? Not really, because I make a video about it and I get a little bit of ad revenue. So I kind of get compensated for taking that risk on your behalf, and I'm happy to do that. So send me any requests that you'd like. Anyway, 3 minutes to go. I'm not going to get through all of my agenda points today. Right. I'll quickly go into the very, very last point. Wait. What is it? 2 minutes, 3 minutes to go. A lot of people have been asking me, oh, don't tell me I've lost it already. I think I've lost it. I'm in a day. I'll close some things down and see if I can get... I had everything all set up so I could go through it smoothly and it would all be good, but I'm all over the place as usual. Right, so the other thing that I had... Oh, I can't find it.
There we go. Full signal.
Right, a lot of people ask me, where do you get your music from, Robert? Right, so I'm going to show you now. I play. My guitar's over there. I'm a musician. I play some of the music that you hear on my videos myself. I even write some of it myself, and I sing some of it too, right? But most of the music I get from artlist.io, right? Here it's here. There's Artlist there, right? I get from you. Now, they're not paying me anything to tell you this. I just thought I would answer the question, where do you get it from? The reason I like it is because you can pick the genre music you want, and the genre music that I would normally pick is I'd either pick country music, I'd add all the country songs there, or I would sometimes go into the folk music, and it only gives me folk. And you can pick you can set your, you know, how long do you, what's the piece of music you want, you know, what length is it from there to there, and it'll bring it all up for you, and you say, then you can preview them, and you can say, I don't know if this will play or not. It will. Right, so you can play the music and you say, oh, I don't like that one. Oh, quite like that. Oh, right, I hit my mute again there, right? Now, you can download anything you want. It's you have to pay a subscription to it. It's not cheap, right? It's not cheap, but I think it's well worth it. They're not paying me to do this, but when it comes for time for me to renew it, I'm going to contact them and say, look, I use this, and a lot of my subscribers ask me where to get my music from, and I'm promoting you, and see if they'll cut me a deal. I don't know. They might not. Anyway, for those of you that I missed and I didn't say hello to, I'm very, very sorry about that. Can I say thanks very much to Mark for being my moderator tonight. I don't know how terrific he's been, but I'll be looking at the chat later on, and I expect he'll be as brilliant as I thought he was going to be when I hired him, when I took him on. So thanks very much for that, Mark. Thanks very much for all the super chats tonight. I really appreciate it. It helps me to just keep going and keep motivated. If you haven't seen my video that I put out today, please go and watch it. I'll be putting some out during the week, and if I don't see you before then, I'll see you on Sunday. Thanks very much for tuning in, and I'll see you next week.